Giants fans, do you feel that? That is the arrival of Aura. Mr. Aura himself, Jameis Winston, will be bringing the wins to New York in 2025. Jameis Winston, arguably, in my opinion, there is no argument, the most entertaining, likable quarterback in pro football today. That's right, Jameis, famous Jameis, is the starting quarterback of the G-Men, at least until the draft. Welcome, Giants fans, NFL fans, Jameis Winston stands. It's Mitch here to break down Jameis Winston, the man we call Mr. Aura on the Bottom Line View, to the Giants. The Big Apple just got a lot more electrifying. Gronk, spike the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't be a jabroni. And let's talk about why Jameis was a great fit for Brian Daboll and the Giants in 2025. Jameis Winston is right now one of my favorite players. And basically, I tweeted not long ago that wherever he goes, wherever he lands, wherever he is playing, and I wanted him to be a starter, or at least a bridge starter for a team. Because this guy, as an NFL content creator, is cash. This guy is so entertaining. Like, I can't get enough of Jameis Winston, man. I can't get enough of Jameis Winston. He is just the best. I just love him, okay? I love the pregame interviews. I love the clips on the sidelines, the mic'd up segments. I love the post game. I love the in game. I love the unpredictable nature of his game. And I think he's actually a good quarterback. I know that's crazy to say. The former first overall pick and Heisman winner is a good quarterback, but he is. Last year, I thought he was really underrated. Like, if you were to tell me, if I was a head coach, if I was a GM of an NFL team, and you said, Mitch, who would you rather have as your quarterback? My job is on the line. Who would I rather have? Russell Wilson, a washed Aaron Rodgers, although I don't really think Aaron Rodgers is that washed, but we'll talk about it, and Jameis Winston. I could pick one of those three, and I'm an NFL head coach with my life on the line. I got one season. Give me Jameis. Why am I saying that? Because the fans like Jameis. Because if I win or I lose with Jameis, it's still going to be a lot of fun. If I'm a coach and I've got three options, one of them is Aaron Rodgers. If I don't win, I'll be crucified. Second is Russell Wilson, a man with an incredibly awkward personality that's incredibly, probably overrated at this point, especially coming off a season where he won some games with the Steelers. And he's an incredibly frustrating player for an offensive-minded coach because he's so limited in his game. Jameis is actually a good pocket passer. Jameis is actually a quarterback that, unlike Russell Wilson, can survey the field, go through his reads, 1 to 2 to 3, make a good throw, a powerful throw, an accurate throw, and put up a lot of passing yards. Like, this guy can dime you up. Like, I know he throws some picks. I know he makes mistakes. But Jameis will score points. If you think you have a good defense, let's play some high-octane football, man. You can win games with Jameis Winston. Last year, this guy blew away Deshaun Watson's performance in Cleveland. Like, it wasn't even close. Anyone else they put out there in Cleveland, whether it was Dorian Thompson-Robinson, bum, whoever they had out there, bro. Like, Jameis had games that I didn't even think were possible from that Cleveland offense. He had a game where he had 334 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Baltimore Ravens, and they won. This is what Jameis Winston is capable of. 334 yards, 65.9 completion percentage, and 3 touchdowns against Baltimore. He had another game where he had 497 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks against the Broncos in Denver. And they lost 41-32. And they easily could have won that game. There were 2 pick sixes, I think. Crazy, right? He has a crazy 500 yards against the Broncos defense. Nobody did that all year. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't do that. Like, Jameis Winston is kind of good. He had another game against the Saints, 395 yards and 2 touchdowns. Somehow they lost that game. Cleveland was not a good team last year, okay? He had another great game against Pittsburgh where they won. He played in the snow, 18 for 27, 66.7 completion percentage, 219 yards, and a rushing touchdown. He played great. I mean, those are against premier NFL defenses last year. You're talking about Baltimore, you're talking about Pittsburgh, you're talking about Denver. Now, did he have some bad games? Yeah, the Chiefs game was not a good game. 16 for 25, 146, 3 picks, right? He had some bad games. He was under a lot of duress. Their O-line was falling apart. They had no run game. You look at how much Stefanski trusted Jameis. Like, look at the attempts this guy was throwing last year. 41 in his first start. 46, 46, 27, 58, 41, 25. The one game he got pulled at 25. One game they won was 27. This guy had 58 attempts in a football game last year. He had 34 completions. I don't think Anthony Richardson has 34 completions in his entire career. When's the last time Daniel Jones was asked to throw the ball 40 times for the Giants? Ever? I don't know. Ever? Right? Like, Jameis can throw the rock. He can chuck it. And you can trust him to do that. Now, will he make mistakes the more he's exposed to it? Yes, but he can put up yards and he can dice a defense up. Even the best defenses. Even the best. Because he still has that presence in the pocket. He's a big quarterback. He's tough. Tough as nails. He can take a hit. He's got a strong arm. And he's really good at the intermediate level of the field. Like, a lot of quarterbacks, right? Russ isn't good at this area of the field. Kyler isn't good at this area of the field. There's some quarterbacks that are better than Winston or considered better that aren't good at some of the things that Jameis is good at. Outside the number throws, deep ball. He gives his receiver chances. There's a reason Jameis Winston, he throws picks, but he's going to make the most of the talent on the outside. Everywhere he's been. Jerry Jeudy, breakout season last year. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, right? 30 for 30 season in Tampa Bay, right? Like, you go through his career, you go through the players he's played with, like, this guy gets numbers. If you want some Giants on your fantasy team, this is the quarterback that you want. If you want Malik Neighbors, draft him in fantasy, you want Jameis on your team. You want Jameis starting. Because Malik Neighbors might go for 1,500 yards this year. 100 catches. Like, bro is serious. All right, he led the NFL with 5,109 yards in 2019 with 626 attempts, throwing for 319 yards per game. And that's no fluke. Like, this guy, you look at his career, like, I'm not trying to hype this to the moon. I love Jameis. I think he's a great character. I think he's a great person to have on your team. I think he's a great leader, actually. Whether it be as the leader, as the starting quarterback, or even as a servant leader as the backup. Like, a guy that can mentor the starter. I think he's great at that. I think he understands that. He's been a backup for Drew Brees. He's been a backup for Deshaun Watson. You know, this guy was defending Deshaun Watson. You speak to the human being right there to look the other way. I mean, he could have easily went to Minnesota and mentored J.J. McCarthy. He can be that for Shedeur Sanders or for Cam Ward, or if the Giants decide to go that way. Or maybe they want to go with Jalen Milroe, or maybe they want to go with Jackson Dart, or whoever, wherever they go. Like, Jameis can do that. Jameis can be the bridge. Jameis understands that. Like, he just wants to have fun, bro. Like, that's the thing. That's why we love Jameis Winston. He just wants to have fun. Like, he just wants to have fun. But you legitimately look at his career, And for much of his career, he didn't have good coaching. He wasn't on a good team. I mean, yeah, he had some receivers, but you look at 252 yards per game as a rookie. He was a Pro Bowler that year. 255 yards in year 2, 269 yards in year 3. That's keep going up. 272 yards in year 4. This guy can put up some yardage. He could put up some yardage. I mean, I don't even know if Jameis, you look at that 252 yards as a starter in 2015 as a rookie. I don't think Daniel Jones has ever had those stats in his entire career in one season. I'm gonna look that up. I don't even think his one decent year that he had throwing the ball. Never. Not even close. His highest yardage total was as a rookie. Not even close. Jameis has done it 7 times. Even in 2022 as a Saints quarterback, he threw for 286 yards per game as a starter. Now, I actually thought that Jameis and in New Orleans, by the way, he was 6-4 as the starter in New Orleans. He got injured in New Orleans. Didn't get too good of a shake there. Did make some mistakes, obviously. That's the thing with him, right? That's where people, they get a little bit sour on Jameis because he has costly mistakes, boneheaded throws, right? And he'll admit it. He'll be the first to admit it, right? But you look at 6-4 as a member of the Saints as a starter. In 2021, when he was 5-2, he had 14 touchdowns to only 3 picks that year. That was his most conservative season where they leaned on the run game. And I wonder how much the Giants will do that, right? They have a good defense on paper. I love what they've done with their defense. I love the additions of Paulson Adebo. I love the addition of Javon Holland. I think their defense could be top 10 this year with Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. Love the Roy Robertson-Harris addition, right? They've made some moves. Sure, they could maybe add another corner or something. We'll see what Banks develops into. Love the nickel corner. Newbin year 2. So the Giants got something cooking on defense. I like the tackle situation with Thomas and Illuminor to keep him protected. Interior needs a little bit more work. But you've got Neighbors, you've got Slayton, guys that can run and get down the field. That's going to be a perfect pairing for Jameis. You've got Wandale to work the underneath route tree, kind of like a Judy or Elijah Moore last year for him. You've got an interesting athletic tight end in Johnson, a pass-catching running back. If you're Daboll, if you can sprinkle some of that Daniel Jones stuff where you're really leaning into the run game, you're trying to win games by managing the clock and playing defense. And then you can sprinkle in the best of Jameis of we're going to be a play action heavy team. We're going to run the ball. We're going to throw shots at the intermediate level. And then when we need for Jameis to open it up, we can let him loose. That's the thing about Jameis that Daniel Jones never possessed is you can let him rock, let him loose, let him throw it 40 times. He's probably going to throw a pick. It might go the other way. But if we're losing, this guy can get us back in a game because he knows how to execute an offense at a high level in a 2-minute situation. And if Daboll makes this work, he's going to look superhuman. He's going to look like a gift to the Giants, right? It was all Daniel Jones' fault. I was dealing with Drew Lock. I was dealing with this. I was dealing with that. Nowhere near a good quarterback. But you look at Jameis, and he's always been a little underrated in his capabilities. He's a better passer than people think. He's better in the pocket with his presence than people think. The thing is, he makes mistakes. That's his thing, right? You even look at the numbers. It's clear as day. He can produce. He was the best quarterback for Cleveland last year. 13 touchdowns, 12 picks, 2,121 yards. And like I said, he had 2 game-winning drives, 2 fourth-quarter comebacks, constantly was throwing his team into the game. For Cleveland, they were on the ropes a lot of times with Jameis. And he was actually uplifting the team and making them watchable, making them competent, making them interesting. That's why people loved watching Jameis last year. He made Cleveland interesting. Not only was he entertaining off the field, but he was actually providing a fun product to watch. That's the other thing with him, right? And you look at his PFF grade last year. He was the 25th best quarterback in football. Actually, funny enough, 1 spot ahead of Daniel Jones. A 73.8 rating as the PFF grades give you. Okay. So, he also had a 9.7 ADOT, which was third highest in the NFL. And that's probably the biggest difference stylistically between Jameis and Daniel Jones. Or like Jameis had a 9.7 ADOT, which was third most in the NFL, only behind Trevor Lawrence and Anthony Richardson. Neither played the entire season either. And Daniel Jones was at 7.5. So that's a whole 2.2 yards. And if you watch Jameis last year, they were going empty a lot. They were going spread a lot. They were just letting Jameis cook. And that's not really ideal for winning games because we know that mistakes will come when that happens. But if you can mix in a run game, mix in a good defense with Jameis's best, you've got like an interesting team with upside. And that's not even accounting for what could happen in the draft, what they could add to their team, the quarterback that they could add for Jameis to help mentor. Like, this is a perfect situation if you're a Giants fan. I wouldn't ask for any better than this because you've got one of the most entertaining personalities, one of the most entertaining passers, quarterbacks in football to start the season. You've got a guy you can have fun with all summer long, right? All early season. Then you've got potentially maybe a guy that could be molded if they want to go that approach. They don't have to force it. Like if the quarterbacks go 1-2 and the Giants don't feel like they should trade up and give away all their assets, they could take Travis Hunter. They could take Abdul Carter and feel fine for a season and roll with Jameis for a year because he's proven he can be an NFL starter. And like I said, if my life were on the line as an NFL coach, I'd rather have Jameis. At least I'm having fun, first of all. Second, I think he's underrated as opposed to overrated like the other two older established Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Jameis is actually a guy that I think is overlooked because people have stamped him as a certain quarterback, right? And he's also a very good leader. And he can be a leader in a multitude of ways, whether it's as a starter or a backup. So, man, the deal, I haven't even brought up the deal in this video. The deal really doesn't even matter, to be honest. He tweeted, start spreading the news. That's, there you go. 2 years, $8 million, could be up to $16 million with the incentives. I mean, yeah, that's 2 years, $8 million for a quarterback that was the 24th best quarterback in football. Like, he was better than Justin Fields, who's making way more money than him. He is better than Justin Fields. It's not close. He's better than Daniel Jones. He was actually graded higher than Tua last year. He was graded higher than Dak, Caleb Williams, definitely Deshaun Watson, right? Anthony Richardson. So he's an upgrade for the Giants. He's an upgrade for their culture. He's an upgrade for their offense. I think Malik Neighbors will be excited to have Jameis because Jameis will throw him the ball. Slayton will probably have a big year down the field. And you can have a guy to run your offense and show a rookie what it should look like at the NFL level and teach him the ropes. And you've got one of the most entertaining quarterbacks in New York, which makes the must-see television every single week. And he can take the pressure, right? He can take the pressure too. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Jameis to get this opportunity. I'm excited for the Giants. I've loved what they've done this offseason. So for them I would have been not discouraged, but I wouldn't have been as excited about Russell Wilson just because I feel like I'm just tired of Russell Wilson. I'm tired of his style of play. I'm tired of like the boring nature of his game. Like Jameis is so much more entertaining. I just prefer his style a lot more. I prefer the way he plays from the pocket. And I think Daboll probably did as well, to be honest. I think he probably looked at it and was like, yeah, this guy can probably do some things in our offense. So Jameis is getting one more shot as a starter. We'll see if it sticks or if he just becomes a bridge. But either way, I think the Giants get a huge W. And they're probably eating it right now. So, Gronk spiked the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Mr. Aura has landed. He is in the Big Apple with the G-Men. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It's Mitch. Peace.